Let's begin with a look at what has been happening since Tuesday. I'm sure this outweighs what happened in Parliament, and it's on the registration and the transition to the Social Health Authority. Across the country yesterday, there were reports that patients endured a medical crisis of unspeakable horror. The up-to-date NHIF cuts had been disabled, while the new healthcare plan, the Social Health Insurance Fund, is yet to take off, according to the papers, due to the rollout glitches and the experiences Kenyans have had. The transition, meant to safeguard Kenyans' health and ease of their suffering, has instead left them stranded and in pain. You can read more on the pages of the publications. Dr. Ekuru Aukot, coming to you. Seems that the country is losing the focus from the other pressing problems, other than focusing on the business before Parliament.
So just for the record, Ayub, I don't know that you guys can zoom.
Yeah.
I have filled in what I think looks like a ballot to remove Deputy President Gachagua from office. I've even commented that it's a complete waste of time.
So you want to zoom it in?
Yes.
Yeah.
And thankfully, there are two parliamentarians here, and Dan Mahanzo has accepted to deliver this ballot on my behalf to the Senate today. It's a complete waste of time. Now, you know, if there's anybody to be impeached in this country, it is President William Ruto. Because now Kenyans have forgotten. Nobody wants to talk about the promises of 2022, that will fix your problems. We've been in government, so we know where your problems are. Gachagua's impeachment is inconsequential to the problems that this country is facing. Talking about the attempted sale, a fraudulent sale of our airport to a crook called Adani, who's been banned in many countries, being investigated. You know, the collapse of the healthcare, the supply of energy, unemployment in Kenya. If you look at the newspaper today, we have got Kenyans stuck in Lebanon. They say they are homeless. We have got many. I mean, the problems are so humongous that, honestly, if you weigh the problems Kenyans are going through on a daily basis, vis-a-vis this attempted impeachment of Gachagua, and look at the reasons they are advancing. Tribalism. Is there any politician today, especially those who come from their native counties, and I use the word native counties, because they actually rely heavily on their tribal mobilization. Ekuru Aukot here will not vie in Nairobi. He has to crawl back to Migori, because in Migori, he has a constituency which is really supportive of him. Even Dan Mahanzo, my good friend here, you know, I have to go to Makueni, because then he has to speak to the Kamba people. You know, perhaps the only person who actually looks nationalistic is Ekuru Aukot, because I said to vie for the presidency. I never relied heavily on the true kind of vote, because I know, even if I'm elected as president of this country, I'm looking at Kenya nationally. So when they advance reasons like tribalism, if there's anybody actually who has benefited immensely from tribal mobilization, it's actually the head of state, right from as early as 1992. And we have to speak about this. So picking Gachagua and saying Gachagua is mobilizing on tribe and those other things, like I'm looking at undermining devolution, undermining the president. I'm really hoping that senators will be very sober when this motion comes to them, and they should really look at the evidence and whether it's even worth it. You know, as a lawyer, I would have moved even a motion to strike it out. I would have actually raised a preliminary objection that this is a complete waste of time, as I put it in my ballot. And you can see the choreography. The nation, you know, the newspapers are being used. This is a sponsored lynching. And I'm not defending Gachagua. I'm not saying, I mean, is Gachagua only, when you say that he has accumulated so much wealth, come on. In the last term, I think, was it the last term or first term of Jubilee administration, we were told that we were going to do lifestyle audit. That Uhuru himself even said it will start with me, then it will start with my deputy. Have we seen that come to light? No. So if the idea is, let's now list the wealth of everyone, the same way we now know of cabinet secretaries, what they own, can we also now be told, Manzo, how worth are you? Ekuru Aukot, how worth are you? You know, and everybody else. And then let Kenyans now decide whether these people are even worth being our leaders to begin with.
Senator Manzo,